Well, we're here at Nicole's filming our episode of That's What She Said. It's on tonight because you're watching it now. Or you're not because you're watching the presidential debates. At any rate, we're here on Sunday at Nicole's having brunch because I have to fly to Bulgaria on Monday. So, I know.
Travel.
Spas with Oleg. I miss him so. Anyway, so we're going to have some brunch and do a show. So we've got Sheila, Martha, and Nicole, and David. Say hi to the camera. Roll those credits.
This program is brought to you through the kind support of the Friends of That's What She Said. Support BCTV by visiting bctv.org/support.
It used to be great, now it's not so great, but it's still pretty great. Reading. Ate pretzels nonstop and pot pie no top. No dessert till we drop. Perks. Did they really say that? They did not say that. Yeah, they did say that. That's what she said.
Well, wasn't that shocking? In the time it took to roll the credits, we brought everything out here.
Surprise.
Here we are.
We're quick.
We are. We're very quick. It's lovely. Thank you for hosting us here. It's
My pleasure. I love having people over.
And what do we have today?
These are mimosas with prosecco and orange juice and triple sec and a garnish of strawberry.
I ate my strawberry.
That's all right. You want
I
that?
tried. I love strawberries.
Also, in the time it took between credits and now.
I tried.
She's zippy, that
Right.
Sheila. So, obviously, we're taping this on Sunday so that I can fly to Bulgaria. And we are up against tomorrow night, or tonight since you're watching it now, the presidential debates. So, what do you think? Are you watching them? Are you going to watch?
I am going to watch them. I watched that town hall thing. Was it like an hour from each candidate or a half hour from each candidate? And I thought they were both very interesting. You could see the differences in how they presented themselves and some of the similarities, quite honestly. So I'm interested to see how they do against each other. I mean, I don't think it's going to really sway my vote at this point, but I am still interested and intrigued to
just
see
never
what
know.
happens. Yeah.
You want to be fully
Yeah.
educated.
Now it's at 9, so I'll probably be asleep. But
Right.
Yeah.
but I'll watch the first 30 minutes and then pass out on the couch.
I think I've really been debating whether to watch it because I have to say very honestly, it certainly isn't going to sway my vote. And I'm not sure that I want to watch somebody who's quite seriously running, debating a professional entertainer. And I'm afraid I'm going to get very angry and frankly
I feel like
my
it's going to
blood
turn into a
pressure is
pissing
high.
match.
That's exactly how I feel.
It's going to turn into like a back and forth
so,
and nothing more.
I don't know. I might. Probably will, but I'll be like you. 9:30 and I'm out of here.
Will the TV be on in the Harrington household?
No. Nah. I'm not going to watch.
Good for you.
I'm actually working until 8 o'clock anyway, so by the time I get home, I've got things to do, and then I'm going to be done.
I'll be on a
so.
plane, so.
Oh.
Yeah, you won't watch it. Sorry,
Uh,
presidents.
I mean, what happened to America in that, in the olden days when a snake oil salesman came to town, we used to run them out of town on the rail, and now we're considering one for President of the United States.
Kind of interesting that we don't have call-in tonight, or we'd probably have some debate on that.
Our
but
phone would be
I do
blowing
agree
up.
with you. There's a section of the Reading paper I don't often read with much seriousness, and that's the managing editor's column. But today I have to say that I read it and I agree. He said something that just because in the Constitution we have the right to say and do something doesn't mean we have to do it. Doesn't mean we have to say it. And I think that's hugely important.
It also, and people often forget this with the First Amendment argument, it doesn't mean you're free from the consequences of saying
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
Exactly.
If
Just
you're going to
because you
say
can
those
doesn't mean
things,
you should.
yeah, you can say them. Okay.
Right.
But
Be prepared
there
for
might
the fallout.
Yeah, there will be
There's
fallout
definitely
from that,
Indeed.
and if
and
you're
that
not,
is not trouncing on your First Amendment rights.
Exactly.
That is the other part of the First Amendment right.
and then if you're going to get all upset when people call you out on what you said,
Exactly.
then you're hindering on their First Amendment rights. It's a real give
It's
and
a
take.
circle.
Yeah.
Well, it comes from people doing these things because I feel like they are a little, self-conscious and a little, insecure about themselves. So they lash out, they overcompensate. I see it in students all the time.
I was going to say, last time I saw that was a fourth grader.
Yeah, I mean, I've got kids in my class who, they just can't seem to help themselves. And I get mad at them, and then I stop and think about it, and I'm like, you know what? They're not getting attention. And this is how they do that. And so how I react to them will mean the difference on how they are able to learn and function in my class, and how the other kids will be able to learn and function. It's the same thing into
They
adulthood.
react to each other. So they
But you
feed off
sort of
each other.
expect that by the time they get to be 70, they might have outgrown that.
I think if it's worked for you all your life,
Not
you
if you
don't
Maybe,
outgrow it.
exactly.
Not if you've been
Exactly.
pandered to and
Exactly.
pampered and, people have handled you with kid gloves your entire life. You think that that's how the world works.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, it will be interesting, won't it?
Yeah.
Well, while we're on debating, how about that debate about Mr. Kaepernick?
Wow.
Kaepernick?
Kaepernick.
Kaepernick.
Yeah. I was talking to my husband about this because, he's the sportsy
I guess
one.
we should tell, in case somebody doesn't know who Mr. Kaepernick is.
So Kaepernick is a football player. I cannot tell you what team he's on.
He's in the Niners.
Yeah.
Thank
the
you.
49ers.
Yeah.
This is where my husband is helpful.
Quarterback.
But he has chosen during the national anthem to kneel instead of stand and put a hand over his heart. He's still, it's not like he's, I don't know, like darning his socks or talking on the cell phone while it's happening, but he decides to, peacefully protest due to the treatment of people by police, is what I
People
understand.
of color.
Is
And I
people of
hope
color by
because
police.
he is a biracial gentleman, I hope he is doing as much in his private life to improve that situation as he thinks he's doing by kneeling. I think he has a perfect right to kneel. If he
I don't
wants
think
to
he's
do
being
that.
disrespectful.
I don't either.
He's
I don't
not
either.
like making noise or like you said. He's not like.
No.
He's just kneeling. He's there. He's acknowledging it. Like he's there.
Yeah, and it's not like during the national anthem he's standing up screaming obscenities or,
No.
spouting hateful things. I know that there was some backlash because people took a picture of his socks that depicted cops as pigs.
Oh, yeah,
Really?
but that was
I didn't see
right.
that.
Like, if you want to find
having
something, you're
fun
going
with
to
it.
find something,
Get a life.
Come into
Yeah.
my house and you'll find something to
Exactly.
judge me about. Well,
Exactly.
Everybody.
it is his right to do this. And there are other players that on other teams, I think Hope Solo has chosen to do this as well.
A high school team did it
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah, people
The
are
whole
people
team
are
kneeled.
finding
supported them.
yeah.
Are you
It's,
serious?
Their coach supported them.
it's peaceful protesting, and
I
I
thought you
have
said
no
reported
problem
them.
with
I
that.
misunderstood that. Sorry.
I-
Supported them.
It is possible to love your country and not love everything your country does.
Yes,
Right.
There's a difference between loving and liking.
Indeed.
and to want better for your country.
Exactly.
And I go to football games every weekend, and I don't see everybody standing for the national anthem, and nobody's making a big deal about that.
And
Like,
those are the same people.
And
They're
if they-
then like,
but this is
Kaepernick
how it's always been.
anti-American, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm a high school teacher. We do the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. You know whose voice in my classroom you hear?
yours.
My kids stand, some of them begrudgingly,
They
and I've
probably don't
had
know
kids
it.
in the past that refuse to stand.
Right.
Fine, you know what? That's your right.
Absolutely.
I stand up and I say it every morning. I model, I guess good behavior. But
You
the
have
kids
to.
are just like, some of them just stand there. Some of
They're
them are on their
probably not even
phones.
awake.
And so you're not going to get on these kids. You have a
No.
problem with Kaepernick? Come to my classroom. Yell at every single one of the kids that doesn't stand up and loudly proclaim allegiance to this country. You can't pick and choose. You cannot pick and choose what you
Yeah.
judge people
And
for.
I have the feeling that if they played the national anthem at the end of the football games, there would be some people just too drunk to stand up.
Probably.
Just for
Yeah. Or just anxious to
or
get to
too
their cause.
exactly.
They would just, yes.
And they would be leaving.
Yeah, they
while
leave
they
early.
played it.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, it's,
Jane, this casserole is delicious.
so good.
I
I inhaled it.
It's a thing of Jamie's. I was I was having a shower.
You're really
I was
good.
late
Need a
in getting up, and
recipe.
he.
The sandwiches are good too. Everything's really good.
Yes, I can.
Those I
This is a
did not
good day
make.
for us today.
Saving the cookies to last.
You know me. I have eating disorders. I don't like to eat on TV. So
I understand. I'm messy. I probably shouldn't be eating on TV either, but
I'm good.
I have napkins.
oh
I can
my
clean up. I'm
goodness.
washable.
Well then, on that line, there's the shootings in Tulsa and the shootings in Charlotte and the shootings in
getting
blah blah.
nuts.
I mean,
It was really getting crazy out there. I'm like terrified to go anywhere, any big city, even small cities. I mean, gosh, you're not safe anywhere.
Burlington, Washington. Guy walks into a Macy's and shoots 5 people at the makeup counter.
Oh my God,
And when I go
I
to
love
Bob's,
Macy's.
maybe
That's
they're
my favorite
doing the
store.
makeup badly. Sorry, that was inappropriate and funny.
Well, no, but
No, but seriously, like it could be any stupid reason or no reason at all. Whoa.
and that's a second mall attack now. I'm wondering, is this now a new disease or syndrome that people are picking up to attack people in malls?
I'll shop online.
Yeah.
I'll stay home.
I mean, honestly, I hate to keep going back to Mr. T, but I think what he's done is slit open the very dark underbelly of this country and made a lot of things that were previously unacceptable acceptable,
Like hatred.
like hatred.
Like hatred.
And I think if you malign people, they will react badly.
Yeah.
And he's given them permission to do
And
that.
he has given them permission to do that.
Yes. The inferences that the inferences that he has made towards violence, and then his people write them off every time. Well, you read into that wrong. You read into that wrong.
How do you read into it wrong? It came right from
like-
his mouth.
16 million people read into that wrong. I don't know. I think that maybe you were
There's something
trying
to it.
that double meaning effort so that you could back out of it later. But
Nice
This
try.
is the scary part. In the latest poll that I read, there are only 2 points separating the two candidates. I think we have to be prepared for the fact that all we're saying it will probably be off the air if he wins.
oh, yeah.
But
I mean-
well,
we had
we're
to be
for women.
prepared.
What use
Yeah.
are we?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
And he is not happy. He would prefer to see a more limited press. So not that we're journalists, but certainly we spout our opinions, and he will not be happy with what we say.
Yeah, well,
Let's tweet him.
Speaking of that, yes,
Let's
thank you for
tweet 'em.
reminding me. We are not live because
You can
we're
still
on
tweet
tape,
us.
but you can still tweet us. People will be live tweeting. I won't because I don't think I can do that on a plane. But
I will.
at sign she tweets to me. Don't call in. There's no calling in. No one will answer. No one's there. Except the video machine going quietly in a room. But we will be live somewhere. Well, some of you will be live somewhere with your Twitterers out. So tweet us at sign she tweets to me. There you go. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and blah 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 blah. TWSS.tv. But really, back to the shootings recently and the Black Lives Matter movement.
They do. They have it really bad right now. Some places.
They've had it bad for
But not
nearly
forever.
200
But
years.
Yeah,
not
always.
not the way that Mr. T has said that they are in the worst shape they have ever been in when
No.
he made that statement. Really,
No, that's ignorant.
Um,
That's
and that the unemployment rate that he's using for black people is for black Americans. He counts high school students as unemployed. So
they are employed. They're in high
They
school.
are.
That's their job.
we keep telling
they're not supposed to be like earning money at this
Exactly.
age. Whoop, bye.
Oh, there goes
Bye,
that
napkin.
It just sometimes I don't even know where to start with the insidiousness of everything. But he's trying to pander now to a group of people that he has put down and mocked, and so you're going to try and bring them to you by saying things are so bad for you, come to me, you have no better options.
Apparently
you
it's
do
not working.
No, good.
It's not working.
they're
No,
more
they see
intelligent
right
than he's
through
giving them
that.
credit for.
Now I keep trying to get us to spiraling down the drain of Trump, and
Right.
and move on to the
shootings.
yes, and the whole seemingly increasing attacks on our African American fellow citizens by the police. Now,
Yeah.
not all police are bad. Not all African Americans are good. I'm certainly not a perfect person, but frequently when a Caucasian person commits a crime, they aren't killed. At a traffic stop, a Caucasian person doesn't usually die. So we've got to figure out why, when it's a person of color, they start getting killed.
Yeah,
There's a
where's
problem
the,
there.
the difference?
I think there's fear, and there's an intimidation factor, and I think there's a whole host of other things that are culturally based within the city, created from years and years of a situation. And, people, I really hate when people are like, Black lives matter, all lives matter. Yes, but, okay, white privilege, you don't understand. Like,
There's something else bigger going on.
we need to focus on this specific issue, that their lives matter, and that we need to be taking steps to ensure that even if you have done something wrong, you have an expectation of safety.
Well, there is that.
Right.
There is that underlying that people would never admit, and none of us would want to admit. At least I think we wouldn't want to. That, along with the black skin, is a second layer of automatic suspicion that follows them around in the store. That it goes back to, why is this happening with more black people? He had something in his hand, and she assumed it was a gun. His wife said it was a book. He's waiting for his kid to be left out of school. They found a gun there. Well, that's no surprise. Police often find guns there.
There was
This
a
idea
gun?
that, well, they found a gun there.
Okay.
They haven't said that it was his. But the videos are not substantiating that he had a gun. The police chief said, I just don't know what he had. I just think it's so very, very sad. It's just,
But why is that fear there? Like, what?
that it's suspicion. It's that suspicion that, and we don't have it, I don't think, but that feeling that he probably has a gun. And that order now that cops used to be ordered to shoot to their knees, to wound them, now they shoot to kill. The order is shoot to kill. So there's no doubt about it.
But they don't shoot white people to kill.
Well, no.
Yeah, they're not shooting
Well,
them at
because
all.
they don't stop as many white people either.
We have someone who raped a girl getting out after 3 months.
Yeah,
Now,
he was caught red-handed.
Yes,
like,
yes.
there's no
tell
denying
me
it.
if that was an African American youth.
He'd
he would have
still
got the
be in
same
jail.
treatment.
Yeah, he might be dead.
He wouldn't be alive
Oh, he
today.
would be dead. He would be dead.
Or he'd be in jail for life.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the whole white privilege thing, because once again, I read something about that where it says, when a black man dies, we talk about all the bad he did, and when a white man is convicted of something, we talk about all the good that he's missing out on, or all the potential that he has. And it's
like the swimmer, yeah.
they both have potential. They both have good and bad things they've done on this planet.
Sure.
It appalls me in no small way, and it's hard to talk about it because it's just
It is. It's appalling.
There's a huge difference there, and it's like blatantly
On the
obvious.
positive side of this, the new museum and of the Smithsonian that opened yesterday, the Black American, and I'm not sure what the official title is of the new museum that opened for Black history and Smithsonian. First of all, the building is amazing, and it opened yesterday, and it was proposed, first of all, in 1916, but of course it took so many 150 years later, 160 years later,
Government
it's
at work.
finally happened, but it must be fantastic, and you have to have tickets to go through, and it's now booked through December.
Excellent.
So I wish we could do a show there, but I'm sure that
Wonder how long.
Well, we
Wonder
do
how
have
long
one in
Noah's Ark
Reading.
exhibit is booked out.
Exactly.
But I'm sorry I interrupted. But we.
Well, I was just going to say, that's the positive note. That we're talking about the
Awareness.
the awareness, and And let's be aware that there are some positive things happening, and that is, it must be just an amazing place.
Indeed.
The
And-
building is gorgeous.
And I do have to apologize. I have a little allergy thing. I think we all have a little allergy.
Yeah, I've been
But-
dotting my
geez.
eyes.
so my
Nose
voice
is
is a little
running.
more gravelly than
Yeah.
usual. I'm trying to work through my. Hopefully, the salt airs of Bulgaria will
Clear you right
clear
up.
me right
Well,
up.
you go.
indeed.
I think
I
the
just
salt
wanna-
airs of Reading will clear me right
Yeah.
back
So,
up.
I just went on antibiotics. I'm good now.
so the allergies are the worst thing about autumn. What are the best things about autumn?
First of all, this cool breeze coming
Yes.
Yes.
through, and I
This
don't have
weather.
like
Opening the windows,
Yes.
turning off the air conditioner.
We have the airs
Pumpkins.
open on the whole second
Yes.
floor, fans running just to clear out, and freshen everything.
Waking up in the morning and having to pull up the extra quilt.
Yep.
Ah,
Yes.
it's wonderful.
I like pumpkin
Yes.
and apple everything. That's what
Yeah.
I like to
cozy sweaters. Oh,
Sweaters.
and scarves.
I'm
Yes.
still upset because you said you had a different outfit on and you smelled like bonfire. Wouldn't it be lovely to be sitting out here in this breeze?
Smelling
Yes.
bonfire.
Smelling
Yes.
bonfire.
I should have.
No.
I did. I had a hoodie on yesterday that I was gonna wear. I actually matched Jamie. I had my Reading Derby Girls hoodie on, and it smelled like fire last
We
night.
had a
so
game last Sunday and
We didn't go.
no, I wanted to get out.
We should go again. That
Yes.
was fun.
Oh my gosh,
How
those
fun was
ladies
that?
are like the coolest people.
Yeah.
I would
Yes, if
totally.
you haven't
be
seen
about
the
that.
Reading Derby Girls, check them out. They're this roller derby team that operates out of Skate Away
Shillington.
in Shillington. It's
3
a
miles from here.
it's a brilliant, fun evening. I didn't
Every
expect
Wednesday,
it to
right?
be, but yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah,
Yes, and they're people
Who
you
isn't
can
there?
easily cheer for because
and they'll let
they're
you
just
join
wonderful.
them. If you want to join them, they let you.
Oh,
Yeah.
indeed, yes. On Wednesdays they
Wednesday
have
night, fresh meat.
a fresh meet where you can go and skate with them, and you can find their link on our website. We have on twss.tv. We have a page with all the people who have visited. So look up Reading Derby Girls. Gosh, yes. Look at, but it was still green. We're starting to fall. Sorry, I'm looking at the trees around the yard here.
It's daylight. It's daylight who does it.
Oh yes.
It's beautiful out here.
But soon all these leaves are going to
We're gonna
come
start to
down.
Hey, those are orange over there.
Well, how warm it has
Nice.
been does affect it, but it's called senescence. It's the day length.
Right.
Ah,
But because
Senescence.
it's-
That's so fancy sounding.
Wow.
It's aging. So yeah, we are
Better
going to be
name my
starting.
next
so we
Senescence.
are all senescent.
Oh, we are. We are all senescing.
Senescing. Is that a real thing?
I like the sound.
I said I was
of
going to name my
crickets.
next animal Senescence.
The sound of crickets during the day and
I'm
the
serious.
morning is a sign of fall, I think.
Ah.
I just love that sound. It's just
Crickets?
crickets in the daytime. The only time you hear that is when the weather gets cooler. And it's just that first sign of fall that I heard one last week and I thought, yep, it's going to happen.
It's fall.
Yeah.
Crickets are here. I like
Exactly.
crickets. Although I found one
Did
in
you
my
all-
house once. It was terrifying. They're
Oh,
huge.
they're
Oh my
good-
gosh, they are. They can be
Good
like.
luck. I couldn't
But
get
they're
it out.
good luck.
Well,
They're
it was
good luck.
hiding in
They
my
are.
basement.
Exactly.
I
But
flipped out.
did we all survive the cicada
Yeah,
invasion?
you know what?
I never saw them.
I never saw them. I
either.
just heard
I
them.
never got-
Actually, one hit me on the back.
I didn't even
Oh,
stop.
stop. Oh
I
my
was,
gosh.
No, I was walking down the block and it was like, boom. I mean, it
Dive
felt like
bombed
somebody
you.
actually just.
Yeah.
Threw
And then I
something
heard
at
it
you.
go.
Yeah.
Bzzz,
See,
it
I'm
buzzed
used to
away.
finding their little casings all over the
Yeah.
place for years
they
and
leave
years.
shells.
And there was one year, my grandparents lived back towards Pittsburgh, and it was one of the big years there. And out in western Pennsylvania, it gets bad. I remember driving to my grandma's house, and they were just
Yeah.
And
And
like
line
one
along the
hit
side
my
of the road.
yeah, one hit my windshield and I couldn't see anymore because it just like
It blew up.
And then when I got to my grandma's house, she had a sapling, and what they do is the female will etch into the bark and rip it open and lay her eggs, and a sapling that can kill it because it breaks into the layer that feeds it. So she's trying desperately to cover it with a cheesecloth, and she's like, "Nicole, you're here. Good, help me." And I'm like, "No, these things are disgusting." So like I'm helping my grandma because I love her, but at the same time I'm like, "This is the worst thing. I hate it."
Ew.
But I haven't really seen a live one since then. I was 16 years old. I've only ever found the casings and then heard them. Well, this year we found like 4 of them
Yeah.
just hanging out random
Do
places.
they bite?
They're ugly.
No, they're
oh, they're
really
just big
pretty
and ugly.
harmless. They're just,
Yeah.
they're this big and they've
Oh
got
my
big
gosh.
beady eyes and they're
No,
gross.
I
Well,
would
you'll
die.
like this. So one's out on the sidewalk, and I go, I put on my best, mom face for this because I'm going, "Wah." But I'm like, "David, look at this cool bug," and he goes, because he gets that wonderment now, and he walks over, he goes, "Cool, Mom," and then he stands up and he steps right on it.
Oh
I was like, "That's my mom."
Way to go, David.
no! Don't show him anything cool anymore. He clearly gets too excited.
Yeah, it happens.
Just stopped right on it.
Our dog found one and put it in her mouth. And
No.
quickly released it.
Yeah, they're
'Cause
not
they
tasty.
vibrate. They buzz.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
it probably
vibrate.
freaked her out.
Oh my
Quickly
goodness.
let it-
Well, we need to take a short break and we'll be right back.
You're watching That's What She Said. Join Martha, we're always daring. Sheila, and a little bit twisted. Nicole, good for all seasons. And me, Jane Street, with just the right amount of spice. Visit us at youtube.com/vids That's What She Said to view snippets and full episodes of our past shows. Everyone must Facebook, and we do too. Like our page at facebook.com/ShePostsToMe. Stay in the know. And don't forget Twitter at SheTweetsToMe. Don't want to be bothered by all those words, dots, and slashes? Just visit our page at twss.tv and use the social media links at the top to find us online. You can also visit our guest page, where you can see who's been on our show and follow links to the episodes on which they appeared. How convenient. Get the scoop on all the ladies of That's What She Said. Remember, some of us are single. Don't forget to bookmark twss.tv. And now, back to the show.
And we're back. We hope you enjoyed that little break. We certainly did. We've refreshed. Oh, that didn't clink like that.
It's too full.
I thought I would get a nice musical ding, but
On top.
that didn't. Oh, look.
There you go.
Well,
Plastic, really?
It's rubber. It has rubber on it. It's grounded. Sorry.
well, aren't xylophone mallets rubber?
No.
That-
No.
Oh, well.
Oh, they might.
See, you're not doing it.
You have two
I
strawberries.
have strawberries dampening.
They're dampening.
I have dampening effect by my strawberry. But we thought we would go to that surprise topic and roll that tape.
I have the surprise topic.
right.
This is important. Well, not
Okay.
important, but relevant. So there's a weird thing going on in the United States, and it recently reared its weird, ugly head in Reading, Pennsylvania. What do we think about the clowns? Like, there are clowns everywhere. My students are afraid to walk home from rehearsal.
I haven't found any proof of any of them.
I've seen pictures like of
It's-
people at the pagoda and in the projects
But
in
they're
Oak
no
Brook.
clowns. They haven't found any proof of the clowns.
Well, clowns
It's
are
one-
wily.
But it's right.
This is scary.
Coyotes are wild.
Oh, that's
I had
true.
one of my kids was like watching her watch at the football game. She's like, "Is this over?" I'm like, "What is your hurry?" She's like, "I don't want to go home and see a clown." She was afraid.
This was absolutely a social media event that just praised. But
I
they
feel like
have
somebody
no
saw one clown and then it
proof.
went nuts.
Exactly, no proof. Now there is a word, and I don't remember what it is. There really is a word for people who are afraid of clowns. It's
Here,
a phobia.
keep talking. I will look that up.
Okay, we're looking up the
I'm
word.
sure it's a
There's
lovely
phobia.
word.
fear of
Clowns.
clowns.
I mean, I'm not afraid of them, but I'm not so into them either.
I'm not
I read
either.
Stephen
They're
King's
stupid.
It, and
Yeah, I saw them coming up out of the.
I didn't read
Yeah,
the
you
book.
didn't.
I
little
saw the
girl
movie.
knew.
Sit down on the toilet for a while because
It is coulrophobia.
Coulrophobia.
Coulrophobia. Coulrophobia.
coulrophobia.
That's a fun word. I like
the
it.
prefix
Wow.
coulro is coming from the ancient Greek word for one who goes on stilts. Not that
I
I've
don't
ever
think
seen
they
Not that
cited
that's a
any
clown,
stilts,
but
I've seen
Interesting.
stiltwalkers. I wonder
That
what,
is interesting.
I wonder what a fear of stiltwalkers is called.
You know, what-
Clownophobia. I don't know.
Clownophobia.
even if people are having these sightings, there's been no reportings of them attacking or chasing or
They
doing,
were trying to lure children into the woods when it was like first
But
reported.
that's been.
Oh.
There has been no proof of that at all.
Yeah.
It's really been
Is that like some urban legend
It's
now?
like that,
kind
but
of
now
thing?
with
it
social
seems like.
media, it just spread like
I've just got to
wildfire.
say, it makes me want to get a clown outfit.
I know.
No.
I'm telling
You'll
you what,
probably
like
be shot if you put blackface on. Count on it being
Oh.
shot.
yeah.
I wouldn't be a blackface clown.
But I just, if I was, I'm thinking back to 6-year-old me, And if there was some
scared.
clown standing at the end of the forest going,
I
"Come with
would
me, little girl, I have
die.
candy," I'd be like, "No." I would run the other way. Like, there'd be no luring me into the woods. I'd be like, "You're freaky.
Oh my god,
You
I'd
have
scream
no
my
shot.
head off.
I'm
I'd
out."
do that now if I saw a clown. I'd
Come
scream
with
my
me.
head off and run the other way.
I have candy and kittens.
Well, that's
I don't care if you have $10 million. I'm not following you."
That's like that weird thing you told me about today that we looked up before we started filming.
Oh.
With the 3 men and a... Was it 3 men and a baby?
3 Men and a Baby.
What happened?
In the movie, it's where Olympia Dukakis' character sees her grandchild for the first time, and she walks past this row of windows. And as she walks past with, I think it's Ted Danson, the camera pans and you see the outline of a boy standing in the curtain of one of the cameras, and it's just like,
Stop.
you never notice
we
it
watched
if
it.
you're
It was
not
freaky.
looking for it,
Yep.
but as soon as you know to look
Now
for it,
I have to watch.
you watch and you're just like,
Yeah.
la la, ah!
Just
Wow.
Google 3 men and a baby.
Ghost.
Ghost. Okay.
And
Terrifying. And there's conflicting reports. Like, yes, we know there was a boy on set. No, there's no report of a boy. You know, it's just one of those things.
But you know, there've been a lot of urban legends. When I was
Crow.
starting to date and drive into dark lanes with guys who drove, which I really never did, but I heard that people did this. There was a whole thing about
I
the
did it.
car that was parked up in the pagoda, which is where my generation used to go to, whatever, in the cars.
Neck.
And
Talk.
yes,
Talk
more
about
about
each
other.
this couple was out in a lonely road, and they heard somebody. They were kind of employed in some sort of activity. They heard something at the window, and when they looked, the partially open window, there was a hook. And so they drove away very quickly, and what they found was the remains of the arm and the hook when they finally parked. I'll bet you, Jane, did you ever hear that when you were a kid?
I heard that.
That
yes.
was-
I heard that
Yes.
as a
When
kid.
we
I've
parked
never
at
heard
the
this.
pagoda, we rolled the windows up.
I think that is a universal.
The hook.
Yes,
Right.
the hook.
I think we're a month early for these scary stories.
I'm
but-
excited. I'm going to the
Like,
pagoda
next
today,
month,
and
we
I'm
need to
leaving the
start telling
windows
these-
open.
these
Where's
urban
the
legend
hook?
scary
We're
stories. I
prepping for
love this
October.
stuff.
Exactly.
This is
Okay.
fascinating.
We'll
I
think
never
of
heard this
more for
story.
October.
Gee,
That'll
Yeah,
be a
ghost
topic for
stories.
October.
I can tell about the. Never mind. I'll save it for October.
Curious. I never
Now
heard
you're
about this one.
intrigued and want to come in and see October.
Watch us.
Oh my goodness. So we digressed from clowns, but
Yeah,
any
but
further
clowns.
thought on creepy clowns?
Well, if somebody wants to scare me with a clown costume, you're gonna suffer. Like, do not
Exactly.
scare me.
Exactly.
I'm okay with clowns. I'm not afraid of you. But if you're gonna come at me with these stories out there, I'm going to fight
Right.
you because
All right,
it's
and
a
let's run away
self-defense.
from the clowns and get out of this surprise topic. And what's the best cure for clowns? Beer. which I hear they're going to start selling at supermarkets.
Well, they're
Some
already selling at
supermarkets
some
do, at Weis.
supermarkets.
Where?
Yeah.
Weiss has like a cafe beer.
Yeah.
Indeed. But
And-
aren't they making it like more universal, like Jiffy Stops and stuff like that?
I don't know, but that'd be swell.
Well, in other states they do. I mean, that's
They're putting
like in
some
New
of
York.
it- they're
They've
gonna-
always
Yeah.
sold the alcohol in grocery stores.
Well,
And
we're
some
just
of
the
the-
oddity.
Yeah.
Some of the beer distributors are really going to have to go out of business, and I think that's kind of sad. But I
Do you
did talk
think
to
so?
somebody who worked. Yeah, I talked to one who said he was going out of business. It would cause him to go out of business. He's right across from Giant, and Giant's going
They'll
to
wipe them out.
my Giant in Temple is going to start selling it. And I talked to an employee who choose to remain anonymous, who said that person is very worried about it because they're going to sell it out of the out of what was their cafe, their coffee cafe, and they've promised apparently a lot of their very young employees that they can work there. The fear of the older ones is, well, those that are of age.
Yeah.
But the fear is they're not going to card everyone. They're going to decide, oh, he looks 21.
Yeah.
And that eventually Giant's going to get in trouble for it. And
Yeah.
that's going to be sad. And especially considering that Giant is real close to the high school and, you know.
Yeah, kids are going to
it'll
try
be
and sneak
interesting,
in to
yeah.
buy beer.
And they
things.
will.
Okay, I can see those issues.
Yeah.
And my major thing against, the beer distributors going out is, well, I go to the beer distributor if I'm having a party.
Right.
And I want to get some
Large amounts of
large
Right.
amounts, and I want to get some interesting stuff, not
Right.
the normal stuff. But I guess the grocery stores might sell the 20
Weiss
the cases.
does.
Okay,
Yeah.
because if I'm going to Weiss to get beer, I'm not going there to get a case. I'm going there like for our last show.
Six-pack.
I
You're still
got
gonna
the
need the
little
building.
make your own 6-pack.
Oh, yeah,
And you're going to
Right.
still need the beer distributors for the kegs
Yeah.
and all of
Yeah,
that sort of
exactly. So I feel like, there's a way
They
for
might
us all to
lose
exist.
some business,
Yeah,
but
well,
they're
apparently some of them are really afraid that they are going to have to go out of business.
yeah.
I
mean,
think
that will
everything
mean
is
that
the
they'll
fear of
probably
the
lose some.
unknown.
Right, right,
But not-
right.
Yeah. It's the
It's
same
It's
thing
just
when
so
automation
convenient to
came
go to a
in.
grocery store.
Yes.
Indeed. Speaking
Yeah.
of losing some, let's have a moment for the dear little bumblebee.
They're almost gone.
They're almost gone. They're considering putting it on the endangered list, which I think now I have my lovely backyard garden, and I'm happy to say that the bumblebees love it. So we always have lots of bumblebees bumbling around our
I did
garden.
not realize that
But-
there were different types of. I mean, I knew there was
Yeah,
like the
these are-
big
oh my
bees,
gosh.
the
These are
the
carpenter
great
bees,
big
but
ones.
I didn't know there was like honeybees.
But
and
those are
bumblebees.
like
yeah.
those are the bumblebees, are carpenter bees, aren't they?
No,
No,
No.
they're different.
Carpenter bees are the big fat ones.
But
They're
those are the
huge.
bumblebees that kind of bump into each other, and that's the way they call them bumbling, because
They
Is
bumble.
that the same
bumble
thing as a
around.
carpenter?
well, I don't know. I know
don't
that they're the
think they
same
are.
ones that ate under our porch railing.
Now we have to Google
It
that.
was almost
Yeah,
nothing
I have
left,
no
but-
love for carpenter bees, but
No.
but yeah,
I hit
it's
one
a,
once
it's
like
a scary
with a
thing.
paddle.
Oh,
But they don't
Like
bite.
it was, they were in my face. They were hovering
Yeah.
in my face, so he had to go. Like I wasn't gonna assault him, but he was.
Our dogs love to watch them. They cannot. Our labs just cannot figure out how they can be that big and fly when they can't fly. Our female will just sit and watch them, like,
They look like
How
flying
does
little
he
baby
do
chicks
that?
almost.
Yeah,
They're just
exactly.
big fat fuzzy balls.
Yes.
They're cute.
Yeah.
they are.
Well, they are an indicator species though.
Yeah.
And they indicate that we are doing things that are detrimental to our
Indeed.
environment. And, the use of pesticides and, the way we harvest and do these things. There's a danger on the horizon because where they go, then the other pollinating bees will start to go. And they already are. There's a great documentary on Netflix about bees.
Yes.
And it looks at bees all over the world. And there are people who actually have hives that they truck
Right.
around the country, and they go to different places, and they actually travel up and down based on the harvest. They go to, places where almond producers need to have pollination, and orchard producers, and then the,
Wow.
the wheat fields, and not the wheat fields, but the crop fields. There's this one scene where the guy who owns it, one of his workers goes, "We lost 6 or something this round," and he's like, "That's more than we've ever lost," and it's dangerous. He's basically taking his entire, livelihood
Right.
into his hands every time he moves them around because he doesn't know if this is going to be the place where his hide just
Right.
dies.
And when you say 6, you
mean
mean hives,
hives.
not
hives, not
Hives.
bees. No,
Right.
he shows in the video. He pulls it out and taps it, and I'm not even joking. A mound of bees this big just gathers at the bottom. He goes, "It's dead. It's all gone." He's like, and we can't
bees are
figure
dying?
he's
Yeah.
like, it's called colony collapse disorder,
Oh,
and
gosh.
they're now attributing it to sort of a multi-dimensional thing based on pesticide use causing immune deficiency issues that allow this mite to exist more prevalently in the hive, and the
it kills
mite
the bees.
mite kills the larva, and causes a lot of issues. And then it's also found that there's some issues where the hive, like the bees, can't find their way back. There's some issues happening with their system that gets them back home, and it's
That's scary.
It's scary because if we lose our pollinating insects, we lose
A lot.
strawberries
Right.
and flowers and oranges and
so
apples
much.
and
Right.
everything.
Our agricultural system collapses.
Will
a
collapse.
lot, yeah.
Yeah, it would send us into a global famine. A global famine.
Wow.
So, aren't these, I forget what this, it's helio something, that they use the sun to actually find their way back? The paths is...
That's part of it. Oh
So
my
if we're-
goodness, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what
studied
I want to
this.
say heliocentric, but it isn't that. That sunflowers are heliocentric.
They are.
Yeah, because they follow the sun.
That's why their scientific name is Helianthus.
Or,
Ah.
probably. Okay.
Fun
And
fact.
there's your fun fact for the day.
Wow. But, so if we're doing something also with the ozone layer or whatever, might that not also affect the way the sun's rays are reaching?
Potentially it could. I think it's that and other things because,
I'm
you
sure
watch
it's a
the bees.
combination.
Yeah, the bees communicate with each other.
Right.
If you watch the videos, they dance, and it shows
Yes.
coordinates, but they base it off of,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of things that can go wrong for the bee, and that would be bad for us too.
Yes, and speaking of things going wrong, does anyone have a Samsung phone?
No.
No, but I wanted one so bad. I
No,
literally.
now you don't.
Now you don't want it so
Now
much,
I don't.
do ya?
Yeah, I went to
Yeah, I
the
heard some
store.
bad things about it. Like it blew up.
Yeah, I went to the store because I love my Windows phone, first of all. But I think this is the last Windows phone I'll have because they just haven't broken into the market to make it worthwhile. So for my business, I need to be able to run credit cards. The app isn't on the Windows phone.
And you can't plug in one of those little squares?
and I can't because you need the app for the jack to work.
Oh, that's stupid.
So it doesn't work on my phone. And I have the jack upstairs.
You just
and
can't
it's
use it.
attached to my account. I just can't get the app. There's another app that I can use to do all sorts of like fun invitations and things like that. I can't get that on my phone.
You need to move
And so,
on.
yeah, but other aspects of my phone are so fantastic. It's just that it doesn't support the apps. So I'm like, Microsoft, come on. But
Get
I
it
think,
together.
yeah, so I
Right.
think Samsung is where I'm going. I went to the AT&T store because I'm coming up on a new phone soon. I was like, I think I'm going to move now to a Samsung. And I
Careful.
really like that Samsung 7. I was looking at it, I'm like, I'm going to hold off, though, because I like to wait. I'm glad I did, because I'm like, my
They're
butt could have caught fire.
combustible, yeah. Who knew, right?
Like, I don't need that in my life.
No, you don't.
So, yeah, I mean, it's frightening.
It's frightening at this.
But
just
I've
in
heard
this
about
st-
iPhones blowing up before too. Like not
Yeah, I haven't.
not
You get
blowing
the
up, but
wrong,
burning out.
yeah, you get the battery in there wrong, you get something not quite connected. It's going to happen,
I mean-
but it's like all Samsung
Can't
Yeah.
Note
believe that the
7s.
iPhone-
Yeah,
you can
Samsung
have the
figured
occasional
that out.
bad
I can't believe that. That's amazing.
production of an
Apple?
item, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't all like burst into flames. And
Yeah.
No, this
No,
was
this was
a,
serious. This was a big
The
deal.
guy
Yeah,
was
this
really
was-
burned.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
across the board catastrophic. Like all phones that went out all over the world, they're like,
Yeah.
just send them back.
Recall.
Yeah, and people
don't
are like,
need that on
I
their-
refuse. I'll be fine. They're like, then
Fine,
you
when you
cannot
blow
sue
up,
us.
don't come crying
Right.
because
it's like
this
the
was
people
on
who
you.
stay in their home during a forest fire.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
If you're
The
gonna be
fire-
stubborn, bye, Felicia.
Gee, my goodness. Well, speaking of Apple phones, we have the
The jack.
no jack.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't
Something
either.
is askew.
Excuse me, I'm
You know
trying
what
to
it
get my
is?
foot on.
I am not an Apple product fan. I do have an iPad because my mother bought it for me, and I do like that. But I am not an Apple phone sort
Really?
of person. No, I don't want one. I'll go Samsung. But do we recall? Was it between the 4 and the 5 when they changed the input for the battery charger?
Yeah.
Right.
It's all so they can make more money, guys.
So you can't buy the same thing.
So you can't buy the same thing.
Exactly.
So of course you're gonna rage because they don't want you to buy the little, which I don't know. I can't put those things in my ears anyway.
They're
Here's
weird.
the thing,
Yeah.
and I think it's a bad design decision because I have never had an earbud stay in my ear.
No,
Now,
they fall
right.
right
if it-
out. They're too
yeah,
big.
if it were some little wrap around the ear thing, maybe, but you're
Yeah.
gonna lose those. They're gonna fall out of your ear. You're gonna lose them. They're gonna go down the drain.
Cha-ching.
Jamie's
gonna
gonna have
lose
to
them
come
while you're
over and dig them out,
driving.
and then they will be broken, and it just.
And then you're gonna buy more.
Then, yeah.
That's
No.
what they want. They want you to buy more when you lose them
Oh.
because you will lose them.
Has anyone? We on well, I and I hope with other ladies on what is it? October 17th are going to be hosting an evening of the BCTV fall auction, Oktoberfest
That's gonna be
auction.
exciting.
Yeah, I wanna do
So I think it's
Yeah.
Home Goods that evening
Okay.
because I'm so familiar with Home Goods.
You ladies will be there before I will, but
But
I'll be joining you
you're going to
later.
come?
I'll go.
I'll be there
excellent.
after 8.
So we're going to be
Yeah.
there, and we're going to auction off lots of things. It's the BCTV's big fundraising thing for the
It'll be
year.
so much fun.
And that is
It will be
going.
fun.
We'll be on October 17th. I forget what time it starts, but if you go to
5:30.
5:30.
5:30, I
It
think.
starts at 6.
Yeah.
We have to be there.
Okay.
5:30.
It starts at 6. It goes till we're sold out. So you got to come and buy things so we can get the heck off the air.
So we can go home.
Indeed.
Right.
But we hope it's
buy
it's
everything.
BCTV's
a
one
fundraiser.
big fundraiser a year,
And you'll be able to see us 2 weeks in a row then because
Oh.
we're
Our
on the
show
next
is right
Monday.
after
yes,
that.
we do have the show the
Right.
following week.
Following
You'll
week.
just get an overdose of That's What
Two
She
Mondays.
Said.
You lucky people.
Right.
My
Right.
goodness gracious.
Aren't they lucky though?
They are.
And Jane, you can talk to us about Bulgaria on that show too.
Oh yeah, tell us about your
Yes.
trip
Oh,
when
yes.
you come
Explore
back.
more
You'll be back by
urban
then.
legends.
Oh, well, indeed. Yes, we're going.
Yeah.
October is going to be all about urban legends
Indeed.
and ghost stories.
I'm excited.
Oh, we should get a little.
I'm excited,
We should get a
too.
little campfire and put it on the TV on the table and just sit
Bonfire.
around and talk about.
I'll
ghost
wear my
stories.
stinky bonfire shirt
Nice.
Excellent.
Okay.
because
We'll
that's my
have
bonfire
odorama.
outfit.
And we can make-
Odorama.
we'll have-
Bring the
we'll
lights
have-
down and give flashes.
Speaking
We'll
of
have
stinky
s'mores.
things,
We'll
what
have
about the Abe
s'mores.
Lincoln closing?
That
That is
stinky.
That's a stinky thing.
I think it's such an institution, and I understand if you can't make a go of it, at some point you're going to have to
I really
close,
feel
but
like the DoubleTree crushed them.
I do too, and I think it's too bad. And with all due respect,
The DoubleTree is a great place.
The
I mean,
DoubleTree is a great place, but when we have a place like the Abe Lincoln, which has the most wonderful lobby and ballrooms
Beautiful.
and beautiful
Everything.
rooms
and that oak bar
and
is
the
just,
oak bar and a beautiful dining room, that money couldn't have been put into the Abe Lincoln, because obviously the DoubleTree isn't attracting conferences that would have provided overfill to go to the Abe Lincoln. And so it seems like it's one of those, we brought in a biggie and we've gotten rid of the mom and pop store. It's
Yeah.
the same kind of thing. That
Yeah.
I think it's the Walmart all over again, sort of.
indeed, but they are converting it. It's not being torn down.
No,
They
no,
are
he said
converting
he
it to-
and it
apartments.
might open again. He said he's reserving, I forget how many rooms, that it might very well open again.
Okay.
Well, that's good. At
But,
least it's not a closed
no,
case. It's
no.
not only apartments.
And if they
but-
still keep like
The
certain
ballroom, I'm
parts
sure, will
open,
still be open.
Right.
you know, yeah.
For weddings.
Right.
I've
I
done
mean,
a lot of
yes,
weddings there, and
yes.
it's a
Yeah.
great place
He
to
said
work.
he would honor weddings. So,
Okay.
but it's very sad.
So
'cause
it's
that's
not
been
completely
a great. It's a beautiful old
Lost
hotel.
cause. It is.
Well,
It's
then
gorgeous.
what it
My
comes down,
gosh.
what it comes down to is that I personally don't believe in nostalgia for nostalgia's sake for the
Right.
most part, but when something like that is such a piece of history and so wonderful where it is,
Yeah.
Right.
It's gorgeous.
what that means is
Right.
that we as a community need to support it better.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, I think that's often the problem with the local mom and pop things.
Right.
We said, oh, well, we'll just go
There's
to
a new
Target
thing
and get
here,
it.
yeah.
Or, yes, and we
When something
forget
new
about.
comes, everybody wants
I mean,
to see
another wonderful place is the Suburban in my
Right.
neighborhood.
Right.
And he does a lot for the community, and
Yep.
thank goodness he's still going strong. But it's all these little mom and pop things that we lose. That not
They
that,
get crushed by the
yeah,
giants.
It's not that the Abe Lincoln is little, but
No.
indeed, it's an institution, and
Yeah. I will tell you something though. Coming from Western Pennsylvania, if you wanted to go out to eat in the morning for breakfast, you had Bob Evans, Denny's, Eaton Park, King's, the big names, right? Which I don't know if everyone is familiar
Yeah.
with all
not
of those,
all
but
of those. But
those are the Western PA things. So when I moved out here, I remember my family would come to visit and we'd be like, all right, let's go find a King's, a Denny's, and we're like, where are they? It's
There's
all
diners.
mom and pop diners.
But they're good.
I
They're
have
so
grown to
good.
love that so
Yes.
much to the point where when I go home to visit, I'm like, I wonder if there are any mom and pops at home, but there aren't. That's not the style out
That's
there.
sad.
But I love that that's how it is out here. My husband and I just went out last weekend and had breakfast at Queen City Diner.
That's great.
And I love that place.
Queen
I
City
love
is
it.
absolutely wonderful, and he does so much for the community.
Yes.
Um,
And the food is good.
And you know what? It's nice. I'm sorry. You could go into a Denny's like 5 times a week, and they would never know you.
Yes.
They get
Yeah.
so many people in and out.
Indeed.
You're just
you go
another
to
face.
Queen City or any of
And
these.
she recognizes
They
it.
know what you
Yes.
ordered
Yes.
before. They remember
Yes.
you.
All
Indeed.
summer, once a week, David and I had a breakfast date. I made that our thing. So once a week, we'd go to Queen City and have breakfast together, and then we'd go off on our adventures. And the waitresses knew us every time. After the first couple times, they'd be like, "Oh, hey, welcome back." And I like that. I like that.
Do
'Cause
you?
then
do too.
and I feel
I'm a
good
New
with-
Yorker. That bothers me.
well,
I want to eat. I want to go. I'm not kidding. I'm not there to make friends. I've got friends. I'm rude. I'm sorry.
it's good with David too because a lot of the days he'd be great.
Feed
and he
me
would eat his
and
food.
get me out of there.
But some days he would be a monster. And I felt not as bad because the ladies understood. They're like, we know him. We know he's a great kid. He's having a bad day. So that made it feel a little bit better for me. But I like that. I
helps.
like that familiarity. Because we would go in and they would know, you want a window seat so that David can watch the buses. And, and they would do that. And
Really,
wonderful.
I
That means
really
a lot.
make a point, and my husband and I both really make a point of not going to franchised restaurants. There are a lot of good locally owned restaurants in this area, some of all categories and all grades, from super casual, informal to very dressy, and we'd much rather give our money to something like that than to going to any kind of franchise dress.
Indeed. As we're coming down towards the end of the show, is there anything upcoming events that anybody other than the Oktoberfest on October 17th on BCTV that anyone wants to?
Well, ours is the end of next month. I think it's after our next show, but I can talk about it. Twin Valley is doing a first ever Readers Theater for Halloween.
Nice.
Oh,
It's going to be
cool.
Saturday,
Nice.
October 29th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. And we're going to be doing 4 Readers Theater stories. The Raven, The Telltale Heart, Woody Allen's Count Dracula, and then there was one.
Cool.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. The kids are really
Nice.
excited to put it on.
Anything coming up that you remember?
No.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, yeah, there's a couple of things coming up. This coming weekend, Friday and Saturday at Fleetwood Community Church, there's the Spaghetti and Song. That's always a fun night that, they serve you spaghetti. The performers, they sing and they perform for you and they serve you spaghetti. It's all you can eat for $12.
sounds like fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh,
So it's
it's
2
fun.
days, it's a few hours of fun entertainment. It's cheap.
Do you know, is there a website or?
There isn't.
I have
Gosh,
to tell you,
I was
though,
ill
be
prepared for
careful
this.
If you go
There's
to Fleetwood,
construction in Fleetwood.
that you can only get to that church around the back because that whole road.
I'll
what
try
is
to
it,
post it
So
on
is that still
Facebook
closed?
on our
Yes,
thing.
it's
but
662 is closed beyond you would not
Yeah.
believe how
Oh,
far it's
indeed.
closed.
And also, in a couple of weeks, and I don't know the exact date, I'm ill prepared again, but at Genesius, a funny thing happened on the way to the
Oh,
forum.
I love that show.
Nice.
So look up genesiusdifference.org. It's on there. I don't know the exact dates. I know it's in like 2 weeks, but it's going to be a good time. It's a good cast.
Excellent. And quick final thing, what's your Halloween costume? Quick.
I don't know yet, but David is going to be bacon and eggs.
Excellent.
Cute.
I'm going to be something with a better knee than I had before. I honestly haven't thought of. I just want to get through my knee surgery.
Well, indeed. And we wish you
so
luck on that.
Thank you. I don't know, a giant pumpkin, something.
A pumpkin.
Something
Aw.
that I don't have to move, right?
Sheila, it's your favorite holiday.
It is my favorite holiday. I might just wear makeup or something. I don't usually dress up. I might do something different with my face and call it a day.
I think I'm
It's
going to go as
something.
a Brussels sprout.
Do it.
Ooh.
I want an avocado.
Ooh,
Brussels
you
sprout.
can be an avocado and I can be a Brussels sprout. All right, our next show is on Monday, October 29th at 9 o'clock. We will be live. We will be there. Thank you for watching this tonight. And I guess that's all we have for That's What
it.
She Said.
Bye.
Bye. Happy autumn.